All right, today we're going to work on our second Photoshop exercise. We're going to learn how to use the shape tool, and we're going to create another board today, but we will be doing a little bit of fashion forecasting. So I'm going to share with you my whole desktop, and apparently this is the color of the year. So if you guys can take a look at this little video, you see some of the colors that are going to be popular this year. So I created a board with the colors of the year on Pinterest, and I have a lot of pictures to choose from here. And we are going to create another board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call it fashion or fashion colors, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to create our new board. And we'll learn to use different tools this time. Okay, let's go to Photoshop. We are going to get rid of this. I'm going to create a new file. And again, I'm going to select the paper size, 8.5 by 11. I will change the resolution to 72 pixels per inch and create. And we have that. So now I have to go to Pinterest and copy and paste a couple of pictures there. So I'm going to Pinterest. I'm going to select some of those pictures. So I think it would be cool to select some outfits and jewelry. So I will do copy image, go back to Photoshop. I will do file, new, clipboard, create, and then edit, paste. And I'm going to do that for all my other pictures that I want to include in my poster. Okay, I have quite a few selected. So my background is here, and these are all the other pictures. And I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to select and put them on this page. Now, again, for every image, you want to go to image, image size, and check the image size, but we can also adjust it with the shape tool. So let's ignore that. For this picture, I want to use what we've learned last time. So we're going to do the quick selection. So let's do the object selection on this. I selected it, I'll copy, go here, paste. And I will do the same on this one. This may not work as good as I hoped. Okay, it actually works. Copy, paste. Now, we can always go to move, and we can move these. We can also change the size. you can go to this layer. These are all separate layers, remember. You can always change these. And let's see, let's try these shoes. I'm going to use the paint bucket tool. Okay, I'm going to select the paint bucket, and I selected this color, and you can see the foreground color here. It's the light green color. So I'm going to put that in here, and it's going to put it on my background. Now I have to use the move tool and make this a little bit smaller. And you can see the background here. We can get rid of that background. So let's just go back. What I can do is I can get rid of that layer here, and that will delete it. So let's go to the shoe again. The shoe has a solid background, so I'm going to use the quick selection for this one. First, let's deselect that. And then I'm going to select, I selected the shoe, copy, paste. And make it a little bit smaller. Make this smaller. Okay. Now let's go to our next one. Now for this one, I want to keep the background, but I'm going to use a different tool this time. I'll go to rectangular marquee tool. You can also change the shape, so you can actually use the elliptical marquee tool. So let's just use the elliptical, and I'm going to select this picture like that. And with the marquee tool, there are a couple options here on top. So you can copy this as it is, go here and paste it, and it's going to give you that. But another option, I'm going to Control Z out of this. Another option here is you can use feathering, and feathering makes the borders fade into the background. So I'm going to use 10 here for the feathering, and I'm going to select this again. Okay, I selected this, so now I copy, I go here, I paste it, and you can see the edges are faded into the background here. And again, you can go to the move tool and move this around the way you like. I'm going to select this here, and I'd like to do some feathering, so I'm going to keep the feathering at 10. I have to do it again. Okay, now copy, go here, and I'm going to paste. And again, I have to change the size. So now you can move things around. So if you want to move a certain one, you can always go to the right layer and you can just change them. I'd like to put something from Google. So I'm going to go to Google. I'll just search for fashion. Okay. We've got some options. I like this one. I'm going to copy image for Photoshop, file, new, clipboard, create, and then paste, and we have the picture. I'm going to go to image size. To control the image size, this is way too big, so I'm going to make this 4. And now I can, so now that we made the width of this 4, I can also select the marquee. I can also select the fixed ratio, and I can select 4, or I can make the height a little bit smaller because we don't want this. So I'm going to select 4 by, let's say we'll do 4 by 2. Okay, and when I click here, let's just zoom in a little bit on this one. And we're going to use the hand tool to move our page. We're going back to marquee, fixed ratio, and I select. Now you see that it won't let me go to whatever measurement I want because I selected fixed ratio. So it's only giving me a 4 by 2. The maximum I can do is 4 by 2 here. So I'm going to make it normal. That way I can select whatever I want to select. I'm going to select only the words. So let's do it this way. All right, now I can copy and paste and bring it here. Move. Yeah. So you can see the feathering is on this one as well. And one thing you can also do with the move tool is if you have that show transform controls turned on or clicked, you can actually change this, and you can also tilt it and make some other changes like that. So this is going to be the board that we use today. Now I want to show you one other thing with this. Once you do this, again, you can just get rid of all of those. You don't have to save them because we are already done with all these images, and you only have this. So now you go to File, Save As, and you save it on that Photoshop exercises file and call this exercise 2. Now we save this as a Photoshop PSD file, and you're going to submit this on Blackboard. So that one is done. Now I want to show you guys one other thing. I'm going to create a new file and select print again, regular paper size, make the resolution 72, create. And what I can do here is with the marquee tool, if I select a random page, I can also fill that with a color. And see, with the marquee tool, I had the feather selected. That's why the edges are blurry. One other thing we can do is we can make this 0. Let's create another one. This is a rectangular one. When you don't have it on feather, it becomes rectangular. We're going to select a color and see if we can change that here. All right, so when we select it here, it actually gives us the color. Say okay. We go here. Now we can try to fill this with that color. Okay. We can also create a border to this. Is go to foreground, select a dark color. Let's do this one. Okay. And I'm going to go to stroke. So go to edit, go to stroke, and stroke, you have that. I selected 3 pixels for the thickness of the stroke. So when you say okay, it gives you a border here. So you can actually create those colors on this. Okay.